Hello there. Thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard. And is there any tour in rock and roll history that's more infamous, talked about, notorious, or tragic than Buddy Holly's Winter Dance Party Tour deep in the winter of 1958-59? Surely not. So I'm actually presenting a three-part video blog, my first one ever, for such an important cultural event and collector's poster. And I can do that because I have not just one but two completely original, authentic advertising window cards that were definitely printed before the shows to sell tickets, not any of the dozens of different reprints and bootlegs that probably now number in the tens of thousands. And I'll be showing you some of those boots and phonies, by the way, in part 3. Whew. Meanwhile, it's breathtaking just knowing that 11 shows happened before the private plane crash took the lives of the 3 gentlemen at the top of this poster. It's all been, of course, very well documented. We all know it. But what you have here is a standard 14 by 22 inch tour blank window card, most likely drawn up and devised by the Murray Poster Printing Company. They did print it, in conjunction with GAC Super Productions. Both companies in New York City, and both credited at the bottom of the poster. So you've got the, they worked on and devised the black and yellow part, the bottom 3/4 of the poster, if you will, and, probably printed those what I'll call blanks, because the top was blank, maybe in the low thousands. As a quantity, that would be a good guess. And then the top quarter of the poster was left blank white. Now, normally with a tour blank situation like this, the home office, usually back in New York City, would get the information from each promoter and strip in the show's info and print it up at the top. But I have seen 6 different posters, original authentic ones from this tour, and you will see them too before the 3 parts are over, and they're all dramatically different up there. So that is really strong evidence that the home office sent out blanks and let each local promoter typeset and print in their own information. So of the 6 posters, 3 that I'm going to show you, 3 are from before the plane crash and 3 are from after. And I've got 2 real posters in person to show you, including this one, and then 4 using photographs. Whew, okay, so from the top, like I always like to do, and in fact let's go ahead and zoom in for a better look at the top of this one. And look at this, the print is in blue up there. Wow. Well, right there, this is the only Winter Dance Party poster known with 4 colors on it, right? All the others are just black and yellow and white, with venue box printed in black. And look at all those different type fonts. There must be 4 or 5 different in there, just amazing. First line up top, Teenage Special. Wow, that is just so great. Remember the Winter Dance Party Tour really was aimed at teenagers. Sunday, January 25th, 7:30 to 11. I always kind of wondered with this poster how parents felt about their teenagers coming home like at 11:30 on a Sunday night, but gotta catch a tour when it's going through town, whichever night of the week it is. And then the Kato Ballroom in Mankato, Minnesota. Well, let's see, let's take a look at what the Mankato Ballroom looks like, at least today. Here's a picture of it I got to show you. And let me zoom in without some reflection there. It's a very, very 50s architecture on a street corner in an industrial neighborhood. And another photo, still from modern day to show you here. Nicely, it's got a nice touch to it, a couple of 50s automobiles there, adding some ambience, perhaps for a Winter Dance Party tribute show later on. Mankato, by the way, is Minnesota's 5th biggest city, and back in the late 50s had a population of 25,000. Then it says $1.50 a person. Wow, right? Oh man. How about this? Parents invited, no charge. Oh my gosh, double wow. Jeez. If that doesn't stamp this as a piece of 50s rock and roll memorabilia, I don't know what does. And then it says dress right to feel right. Otherwise, no dress code, but as you'll see in another example or two, dress codes were sometimes imposed. And then the last line says, this 5 great attractions in person. So there's your first typo. I've always said that these things were printed and made to exist for just 6 weeks, and not be held up to scrutiny half a century later. So, oh boy. So, interestingly, of all the bootlegs done of the Winter Dance Party poster, this is the one copied the most. However, interestingly, the big middle line was stripped out of most of the reproductions. There's no Kato Ballroom, Mankato, Minnesota on the boots, and I do show you that and all the pirates in part 3. So now we get to the iconic poster graphics and the musicians. And this is just, of course, an indelible image of 50s rock and roll, easily the most recognizable poster art of the 1950s, right along with, 60s iconic images like Grateful Dead's Skull and Roses and Jimi Hendrix's Flying Eyeball. The difference is, those had lots of artwork, and in this case, the artwork was achieved by just using 2 colors on a white background. It's got a very symmetrical layout, and one of the things that's I always like to point out that's kind of fun and hidden is everybody knows the 4 quadrants are there with the musicians, but notice how they're separated by white arrows going down to that center circle. That's really fun. The circle saying, "These top recording stars in person." And the black banner right there up top says Winter Dance Party. Certainly a harmless term back then when it was devised, but now, a term which has lived on in infamy. And then top center, you do have Buddy Holly right there, and the crickets, and snowflakes and stars and stuff, and then the song title, Peggy Sue. Well, that was actually an older hit from late 1957, but boy, thank goodness that song title was put on there. In fact, for the sake of the whole poster, thank goodness the designer or the booker decided to use just hit song titles and not try any of this funny business of plugging the latest single and hope it does well, which would make this poster full of, I won't say stiffs, but it's just great that their big hits are on here. It really makes it a wonderful frameable poster decades later. In Buddy Holly's case, by the way, that would have been the song Heartbeat, which, yeah, it's a cool song, but it only reached number 82. Matter of fact, Buddy's career had sort of stalled a little bit by now. He hadn't had a top 20 hit in almost a year. On the other hand, Richie Valens was the white-hot one right now. His record, Donna, right under his name, was the number 3 record in the country this week. And again, Buddy hadn't had a top 20 hit in a year. Boy. And the B-side to Donna was La Bamba, which only reached number 22, but of course is a timeless evergreen. So, I suppose this is just a perfect poster, but if there is one little thing I could change, I suppose I'd have La Bamba on there instead of Come On, Let's Go. But, to the credit of the poster designers, they didn't put B-sides on here. They just wanted to stick with the hits. And who knew that La Bamba would become such an institution, right? And so Come On, Let's Go, only hit number 42, but still an incredibly fun, catchy record. Just amazing. And Richie was only 17 years old. Just amazing what a future he probably would have had. Okay, across from Mr. Valens there, you've got Texas DJ J.P. Richardson, known as the Big Bopper. He was the 3rd fatality of the plane crash, the pilot being the 4th person. And that timeless novelty tune on there, Chantilly Lace. That was a top 10 hit the previous fall. Once again, I'm glad they didn't just, jam his new single on there. I would not want the poster to say Big Bopper's Wedding. That would have been the record. So, and getting down below them, another teenager, Dion DiMucci, right there. Yeah, Richie Valens, 17. There's Dion, also a teenager. Dion and the Belmonts with I Wonder Why. That was a respectable, almost top 20 hit from the previous summer, but it was actually right after this that Dion became a star with A Teenager in Love going top 5. So that concludes part 1 of this video, and I hope to see you over in parts 2 and 3, where I have for you, in person like this one, the last Winter Dance Party concert poster ever used, and then pictures of 3 others from after the plane crash. So, take care, thanks for your time, and hope to see you over there soon. Bye-bye.